Hi, it's Barb from Occupational Therapy, Tri-County. Today we are going to make some oatmeal play clay. This is something that you can do with your child, or you can do it all by yourself and have it ready to go before they even help you. But it is really kind of fun to work with kids in the kitchen. They do a good job with it and they have a lot of fun. They enjoy working with grown-up tools. So I'm going to go through the whole process of how to make the clay today and even some ideas of what to do with the clay afterwards. So first you want to clean off your surface, get all that good stuff off of there, or all that bad stuff off of there. And then you'll need to gather your materials. So we just need flour and some oatmeal, doesn't matter what kind, and some water. So, and you will need a bowl and a spoon. And it's very, very simple. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour in my 1 cup of oatmeal right into the bowl, and my 1/2 cup of flour right into the bowl like that, okay? I think it's easier to mix the dry ingredients together. You can talk about that with your kiddo if you want to. Let them stir it if you're working together, otherwise you can do this yourself. All right, just gonna get it nice and mixed up, and then we'll add the water. Okay, so just a 1/2 cup of water, like that. And then just stir it up until it gets really well mixed. Starts to come away from the bowl a little bit, but getting as much of the dry ingredients incorporated into the wet. To use a little bit of mussels, so that's always good. Until you get it nice, you can mash it around in there, it's not gonna hurt anything. If you want to, you can add some food coloring to change the color of the dough. I'm just gonna keep mine plain today. But if you wanted to add the food coloring, now is a good time to do it. Just about 6 to 8 drops of whatever color you want, or if you want to mix and match, that's fun too. Talk about how to change colors. All right, this is looking pretty good, pretty mashed up. Now, you do need a little bit of extra flour, and I'm not going to show you the whole 3 to 4 minutes of kneading because that's pretty excessive, but it does get better as you go. So you spread out some flour on your surface, and then you just plop it all out there. Okay, get it all scraped out in the bowl. You can use your finger, scrape it off from the spoon. Now, there are going to be some kiddos who don't like the touch of that, and that's okay. Maybe you have some gloves. They could try some gloves, some like vinyl gloves, latex gloves, whatever you have, okay? Or you might get to do this part. Maybe you don't like the feel of this. That's okay. So then you're gonna knead it for 3 to 4 minutes. So you're just gonna mash it around. This is also a great activity for kids who do like it. You can just mush it around. If it starts to get too sticky or your surface gets a little too dry, you can add some more flour, or a little too sticky, then add some more flour. And just mash it around like that, okay? So for 3 to 4 minutes. Again, I'm not going to show you how to do that. Let's put that over there. So this is one that I had from earlier. So this is after 3 or 4 minutes of working on this surface. Now, what you can do with the Play-Doh is you can get, this is just like an old vinyl placemat. So if you don't want to have this on your table or your surface, you can definitely work on it on there. I want to tape it down, that'd probably be handy. Tape it down, something like that. But this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna move it because it's sliding around a lot. So you might want to tape it down. But you can roll it, have a kiddo roll it. You can break it apart. Roll it into snakes or carrots. I like making carrots for stew, things like that. You can roll it into a ball. You can do it on the surface, like that. You can use both of your hands, okay? Things like that. You can make little tiny ones. I have some kiddos who are working on using just their pointer finger to point. So it's really fun to make small ones, and then they just squish them and squish them. You make a funny noise, that always helps too. All right, so you can also definitely, like I said, use big tools where they can, you know, really roll it with real rolling pins, things like that if you have it. It's okay if you don't. If you have little kids rolling pins, things like that, you can try that. If you don't have any of those things, that's okay. You can use this, just a regular cup, and you can roll it like that. Okay, or you can just smash it with your hand. Just like that. If you have some cookie cutters, that's fun. You can push. This is nice and thick. It's a good one. Okay, like that. So you can just play with it, make whatever you like. I'm not sure if this will harden if you leave it out. Might be able to harden it and then paint it. Might be kind of fun. It's kind of like a moon and a star. So stuff like that. Play-Doh is also great for kiddos who are learning how to cut. Let's take apart this one. It's nice and skinny. Okay, so you can just use an old pair of scissors, and then you can just snip and snip and snip till their hearts are full. Okay, like that. You can also practice. It's just a plastic knife, so you can practice cutting on something that's soft and safe. They won't hurt themselves, and they get to practice how to cut. This is one of my favorite tools. It's a pizza cutter, but it works great for dough and things like that. So you can just roll it right along. It gives a nice clean cut like that. Lots of fun. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have over here? These are some things that you could use around the house that can make like imprints on the Play-Doh. Okay, so you could use just a plastic fork, make some designs. See what you can do with that. Be creative. Okay, something like that. Or you can just go, ooh, I wonder what that would look like with those slots, and squish it in. Ooh, that's really cool. Got a big one with circles, lots of dots. You just push that down. Ooh, that's really cool. Nice and bumpy. All right, so you can just make imprints, things like that. I actually have like a little stamper. So you can, this one's like of a frog. So you can kind of stamp it in there, a little impression. So that's fun. You might have something like that around. Might even have some kids' toy blocks that makes letters. I've seen some kids use blocks with Play-Doh to do their spelling list, things like that. They might make these into small balls, and then they press it in, and whoa, that's totally backwards. That won't work at all. Never mind, don't do that. Well, it is kind of fun, but it is backwards. The Y's not backwards. So some of the letters are going to be backwards. Oh well. All right. Then, if you want to, you can use this and some toothpicks. And you can just make like a porcupine. Porcupine creature, any kind of creature. Anything like that. You could put Cheerios on there, or Fruit Loops, whatever you want. Or not. It's kind of a fun creature. It's actually looking kind of like a porcupine chicken. Doesn't it look kind of like a chicken? Kind of from the back. All right. I think the last thing I have to show you, a porcupine chicken. I had these things from like a potato head. It must have been a really small potato head, but it's kind of fun. So you could use the Play-Doh to make your potato head. Make it in a different way. Some eyes, little hat, some arms. Oh, I just thought of something else we could do. Nose. So you get the idea. Something like that. So that's kind of fun. The last thing I really do have to show you, back to the mat. This one is kind of vinyl, so I can write on it with a regular dry erase marker. So maybe you want to practice circles or lines or different shapes, or maybe you want to work on the alphabet. So your kiddo could use some Play-Doh, roll it out, make a snake, and make the shapes or the letters. Something like that. All right, so there's some fun ideas and some fun play clay that you can give it a try at home. Thanks for watching. Bye.